welcome back into Cherry Picking. This week's episode, we're going over a couple different things. No Gab Machine today. He's on the IR. A little bit of a bug going around the OwnersBox HQ right now. Luckily for us, we're immune, I think, at this point, Ave.
I did say I have the worst immune system in the country, but I seem to be fighting it off pretty well.
Levi, how are you feeling? Any Western flu yet, or what?
No Western flu yet.
Frat flu didn't catch
So
me.
you're doing your super senior year at Western right now, your 5th year.
Correct.
How's it going?
It's been good. It's been a big change. To
A lot
be
of
honest.
travel, eh?
That's what I was gonna say. You know, being a student for the last 4 years, did a lot of sitting on my ass on the couch,
Like we all did.
watching sports, just like everyone did. So to be up and at 'em every day, coming to work, going to class, I feel productive, to be honest.
Going to class. There's no way you go to all your classes.
I go to all my classes.
Okay.
Just 2 of them.
Hopefully,
Is it
hopefully your parents
awesome,
don't
like
watch.
having money being at school?
That's like
huge
the greatest thing ever. Like, especially after 4 years after my 4th year, I was scraping by. I was taking money out of betting accounts constantly.
Oh God.
You're just taking
just
ass
to-
for
just to
iTunes
get-
gift cards.
Yeah.
So
You're throwing it back for
the experience of being in university with while money's coming in it's kind of
That
crazy.
sounds awesome.
And you're not even really going out from what you told me, because like being the old chap that
Yeah.
you are now, so
Yeah.
you're really saving money. That's interesting, eh? Like I know a lot of people who did 5th years and even like 6 years, like a lot of or just older, just in terms of especially hockey players coming from the OHL and playing college hockey in Canada. They're usually like 21, 22, I guess, when they start. So by the end of the years, they're like pretty old. Like at least you're not that weird old guy going out with a bunch of 18, 19 year olds.
Like the guy who should be in 4th year who's in res in 1st year. There's always those guys.
There was a certain cherry picking host who did exactly that.
Oh, really? What's his name?
Drew.
Oh, Drewski.
Yeah.
Drewski, there you
My
go.
best pal.
You
He had went to school at NC State and then
Oh, right. That's
then
kind
he-
of a flex, though.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
cool. I wish I went to
I mean,
NC State for like a
he
year.
just went to school there. He didn't.
He didn't play on
No,
it.
Yeah.
I know. Still, though, I'd love to go to NC State just for school. Not
True.
have to be an athlete.
I think he went there for
worry about that
2
shit.
years for a golf program, figured out he couldn't do the golf program because he wasn't American, and came back. I think that's a story. He's the best, man. No one better than Drew. But then he was in res, like his 3rd year of college.
I could just see him showing up to campus at NC State being like all wide-eyed, like ready, and them just being like, dude, like you can't do this program, actually. And he'd be like, what?
He went and worked in Alaska for a summer at a
Get
golf course.
outta here.
Yeah,
What?
he's a.
He's a journeyman, too.
Oh yeah, he is.
He's a journeyman.
Hopefully one day his journey brings him back.
That'd be great.
People would love
I might
to
have
see
to
it.
I'm going to have to bring him back. There's
Yeah.
people who have been asking the whole year to get him back on the pod. I'll have to bring him back for either a fantasy or one of these two. Hopefully.
I'll have to
We'll have to
mediate
get him
that
in the
one.
office, though. We
I
have to
don't
get him
know.
in the office. Come on.
He's a
He'd love
Toronto
that.
guy now. Once we get our Toronto office.
Yes. But today we're going to be doing a couple things. Like I mentioned, we're going to be doing a tier list of enforcers and goons from the year 2000. They played-ish, maybe 1999. Sean Avery's on this list. And forward to present day. Tier list them. I think we have about 15 of them. 12, 17 of them. We're going to be talking about the whole Mitchell Miller situation, what's going on with that, with the Bruins signing him, and then more of this stuff coming out of kind of how much of a dirtbag he is. And then lastly, we'll talk about PK Subban joining the ESPN corporate ties on the panels, kind of go through the rest of the former players that have become analysts on Sportsnet, ESPN, kind of see, maybe not tier list them, but rank them, which ones we like, which ones we don't like, how we think PK is going to fit in with this crew. I don't really know, to be honest. Haven't really watched him on air. I know he's done a couple things, but there's some interesting shows he's going to be doing. But let's do the tier list first.
All right, so I don't know if you guys want to switch any of the tiers. I think we should change one of the tiers to just like too good of a hockey player to be a goon. Should be one of the
that
tiers.
tier. I like that tier. I'd throw that right in the middle.
Okay.
So, too good.
Yeah.
And then, okay. So that's the middle ground,
Yeah.
essentially.
I think it's just a tier that we throw in there.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah. So should I list all the players that we're going to be going through, and then
we can do one by one. There's 17. I think you guys should be able to see them on the screen. You know most of them.
Yeah.
Also, we should preface it with these are just recent history. This is not. We're not getting into the Bob Proberts.
Yeah. No, I said
the old
2000s to 2020, 22s.
Yeah, some of the players that we'll remember. I guess some of these are too old for you, eh, Leroy?
That's what I was thinking. That's why I asked you about D-Brash there, Donald Brashear.
Donald Brashear, I think, is the one, and McCarty. Those are the two guys where I look at, and I didn't really watch them play a lot of hockey, but obviously I'm familiar with them still. I know Donald Brashear got chopped in the head by who was that?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
I don't know what you're talking
Somebody
about
two-handed Donald Brashear in the
head?
the noggin, right in the helmet.
Oh my God.
So those guys, I'm gonna have
Someone
to
else got two-handed on this list too. We talked about it on the show already.
Was it John Scott?
Yeah, John Scott.
John Scott, yeah, of course.
But not in
From
the head.
Phil the Thrill.
Not in the head.
No, I gotta actually. We'll address it after.
Okay,
so
let's start.
first one is going to be Sean Avery.
That is an awesome picture of Sean Avery. Where is that?
I thought it was fake, but it's from ESPN.
Okay.
Him wearing the glasses in his headshot.
Interesting. He's so
This sorted it by alphabetical order, which is nice.
okay. Nice. So Sean Avery, like he was pretty good, but he's definitely not the too good because he's like his whole persona is fixed around him being. I don't know about it's hard to say goon because he's not like super like he's not a brick shithouse, you know, and he's not super physically imposing.
But his job was to be a shit
Piece of shit.
disturber,
Yeah.
and when the stick in front of Marty Brotheur's face, there's so
Incredible.
funny.
He's an asshole.
He is an asshole,
He was put
so-
on the ice to be an asshole.
And so you look up his top fights against, like Brendan Morrow was the person he fought the most, who's just another guy who's not really a goon.
Yeah, no, Brandon Morrow is not for sure. He was captain for
that guy.
for
Brandon Moore is gritty though.
Yeah.
he is
as
gritty.
hell.
Was he the captain for the Stars at one point? Yeah, for sure.
He was on. People
So-
forget he was on the 2010 Canadian Olympic team.
Was he?
People like to forget that.
What the
Yeah.
hell?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
I
he
would
was.
like to forget that. There's no way he should be on that team.
For sure. So for me, he's a C tier goon.
What? C. Wow.
Yeah.
I thought we had a borderline S on our hands.
Dude,
Really?
seriously, you just talked about the Broder thing, and even like,
Hilarious, but he wasn't like
But
a big
I think
fighter.
what makes Sean.
but no,
Avery,
but that's what I mean. There's guys on this list that they like. Maybe
So
if
how
we're
do we
including
wa-
Sean Avery, we should have included like Marchand, but still Avery fights way more than Marchand in my opinion.
Okay,
Marchand
so do we
does
want to
all that
go
stuff
off
and then peels off.
his ability to piss people off,
Yeah,
or
yes.
how good he was at
That's-
beating the shit out of people?
No,
there has to
thinking-
be a fine mix of the two.
I think I'm not gonna say that he's locked for an S. But
I would say
not
A.
only is Sean like it's his off ice demeanor.
Yeah,
too.
yeah, exactly. I agree.
He's
I think
like
he's
the
an A.
epitome of a hockey goon.
yeah, he is. Okay.
Yeah, even
fine.
like you guys remember when he said like, "Oh, I just randomly pre-game interview when he was on the Stars, like, oh, I guess everyone in this league likes my sloppy seconds."
Yeah,
remember that
yeah.
when he was talking about Dion Phaneuf?
No.
He's like,
And then
ripping
even Jared
cigs.
Stoll started dating his ex-girlfriend, who's also a model or actress, whatever.
Interesting.
He has a good list of women
Roster.
that he's been with. Yeah. Okay, next, Mr. Biznett, Paul Biz.
Biz. He got better after he stopped playing hockey.
Yeah. He's one of the few people who became more famous after he finished playing in the NHL.
Yeah.
I don't think there's been too many players like that.
Maybe Witt is the second one. as
No,
well.
but he was a like top 5 pick.
Sure, Witt was very good.
Did he win a
and-
cup?
No, he got
No.
traded for Kunitz.
The
and,
year
Oh,
that they
right.
won it, he got
Oh my
played.
God, right. That's so tough.
and then Kunitz was winning all the cups. So now they put pictures up of Kunitz when he goes to like
Yeah,
hotels and stuff.
I
I think he's like a C tier.
I was
goon.
gonna say C as well.
C,
I'm
yeah.
glad
I'm
that
fine
we're
with
not
C.
getting too biased or recency bias here with
No.
the chicklets, but
But he was the first guy on Twitter. I remember.
yes, that's
got
true.
very big. Okay, Donald Brashear.
So,
Don't remember him playing much.
really? So,
Yeah.
I think it's pretty interesting. Did you see what Ovechkin said?
Yes, I
on
did.
TNT?
He said the one line mate that
He'd want to have is Donald Brashear.
which is awesome. I was really expecting him to say Backstrom.
I
to be
need.
honest.
I mean, if
System
Ovechkin,
answer.
that's what I saw. That's what I thought too. But maybe because Crosby's a center, he didn't want. I doubt his brain was moving that fast. But Donald Brashear, if he's going to be on Ovi's top line with Sid, he's got to be one of the top enforcers in the league.
Yeah, no,
he's just beats the fucking piss out of everyone. He's massive. Like
He was going to be A tier for me.
yeah, he's. I think he's A. I think he's A
feels like an A tier.
because yeah, he wasn't like super relevant. Like he's not in the. I wouldn't say in the history books of goons to put him in the S tier. You know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Matt Cook. Now this is where I go S tier because he
he's got the track in terms of
He
actually
is
causing
a
harm.
piece of shit.
Yeah.
And he fought a lot.
He sucked.
People fucking hated him. I wonder if people hated Avery or him more. Because I feel like Avery actually had like a group of maybe people that like he was friends with off the ice. Obviously, I feel like Matt Cook didn't have too many friends off the ice.
It was just like the things Matt Cook was doing out there, and
Didn't
the way
he slit Carlson's Achilles or something?
Oh yeah. When he stepped on the back of his leg. Oh, that was fucked. I do remember that actually.
It was just like, it got to the point where like me watching this as like a 13, 14-year-old, I'm just like, he needs to be banned forever. Like, how does he keep getting away with this? It was blowing my mind that he was able to cause this much havoc in the league.
He did create a lot of havoc. He was a piece of work.
Still though, I don't know. I feel like
I'm just trying to think like who else on this list is going to be an S tier.
Yeah, I think you know what? I think we do put him in S. Now that I look at it.
Yeah, he caused a lot of fucking problems.
Yeah, and the problem was he kept playing. He was on the Pens. Did he win a cup? He was on a good team. He was a crucial role, not crucial, but he played probably a key role in the locker room. And I mean, he's on the team the whole time, so obviously they liked him.
Yeah. Okay, Darren McCarty.
Again, a guy.
I don't know a ton about him. But he was on a very good Detroit team. He was clearly him and Avery must have crossed over for at least a year.
I don't even know.
Because Avery was on Detroit early at the stages of the year.
He was also like a Los Angeles King pretty early, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Was that late? Darren McCarty, I don't know if I remember him being a good, half decent player.
He scored a big goal, which is I would be lying if I said that wasn't like half the reason why I know Darren McCarty, even though I suggested to put him on here. This guy loves penalty minutes. I know that.
Yes, he has over 1,400 penalty minutes in the NHL. He's only had 40 points. No, he's almost had a 50-point season, but still not. Other than that, 49, 40 point, and then other than that, he had a 3-year span where he was pretty good at scoring goals and getting a lot of penalty minutes.
Look at those AHL stats that one season for Adirondack in '92.
278 PIMs. Jesus fuck.
It's like it's a system play to have this guy on the list here. Yeah, I think it's a system.
Yeah, we need to know more about him, but Darren McCarty, legend.
Okay, this is an interesting case. Zach Kassian. I was looking up like stories about him before, and like I remember this because he was on the Canadiens when I was in Montreal, and like a Habs fan, when he crashed his car, and there was maybe some underage females in his car as well.
Oh wow!
Or maybe not. I think she was 18.
Okay.
Or 17.
And how old was he?
24, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like it's illegal, but
no, I don't. Well, it depends. It depends how old the girl actually was, but
as a fighter, I think of Kassian more as delivering like big hit. Maybe I'm just mixing.
No, he fights too, though.
Okay.
He's crazy, dude. He is insane. He's a crazy person.
He is, and I feel like he's been very short on hair since he was about 23.
He has been. That's a good way to put it. He has been short on hair for a while. Good beard, but.
Hateability wise, I think that's how we do this rank, as in how much did people.
He was also like he's good. He's a good hockey player.
That's the thing.
Though.
He played with McDavid.
Yeah,
like he had some good seasons.
He might be in the too good tier.
I'm thinking that as well.
He might be, and like he just lost to lost to Arbor Jack guy. Like he's lost a step, dude.
The too good tier is made for one person on this list.
Yeah, it's very, very evident who that is. Actually, I see two guys.
Okay, if McCarty wasn't too good, then neither is Kassian.
Yeah, there's no 40-point seasons.
No, max 34-point season with the Oilers.
Wow. I don't know.
Penalty minutes. What are the most?
876. Biggest season 115. C. I think he goes in C, to be honest.
I think
this is a little underwhelming. He had a lot of shit that went off the ice, off the ice.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay. He went to the substance abuse program.
I think that saved him from being D.
Yeah. Good job, Zach. All right.
Okay.
George Laraque.
My favorite player on this list.
Yeah?
I love
gotta be S. He's got to be S.
I think he has to be S. Because here's the thing. His sole purpose was to fight people and hit people. Yeah. That's it. Because he was useless other than that.
He was so cool.
Can you think of George Laraque with the stick in his hands with the puck, or can you think of George Laraque?
Yeah.
This is the George Laraque I know.
You know, he was actually like where he became the most. Remember when the Oilers went on that cup run?
Yep.
like out of nowhere with like Dwayne Rolson as their goalie.
That was the Hurricanes Cup.
Yeah. He was. I remember him being on that team and then after that he played with Montreal. And then after that he was just with Montreal
remember
forever.
Anson Carter in those jerseys.
In the oil. No, but they weren't playing in. Like yes,
I used
but it
to,
wasn't the oil tip or whatever that.
Yeah, I used.
Those are the jerseys I remember
so
Anson Carter playing in.
Yes, so Anson Carter used to be my phone background before Migos.
Okay,
And
that's awesome.
with the dreadlocks on the fucking maybe the coolest look
The
ever.
photo with the visor too.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
He's
So George LaRock is S tier
tier,
for
no
me.
problem.
Yeah.
Maybe one of the coolest guys on this list too.
Okay, Lucic.
We know where he's going.
This is the too good category, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for sure.
He's like.
But the problem with Lucic is it's not like he's a too good player that just happens to rough it up. Like I guess you could compare that to Ovi. Milan Lucic is a gritty guy, like a grinder who just got good. That's how I view him. He's a guy that
60-point seasons.
Yeah,
in there?
a couple,
Yeah.
3, and like 3 50-point seasons too.
Yeah.
Milan Lucic's play style is not go out there, snipe, dangle. Like he's out there to like hit some guys.
Oh yeah.
But he just happens to.
So
get on the
who
score
did
sheet.
the Flames play? Devils game. Flames Devils. Turned it on, and the first shift. Whoever they played last night. They played the Devils last night.
No, they play Ottawa.
Yeah, it was nope.
Wait,
Devils.
Calgary played Boston last night.
Boston. Okay, I was at a
Yeah,
restaurant
it's a
last
revenge
night.
game.
I go take a piss. There's a TV screen in the bathroom,
Oh,
and it is
what
showing.
restaurant did you go to?
We went to Beer Town, Chenier.
Oh, nice,
Yeah.
good. Oh yeah, they do. They do have those.
So
We've been there.
and
Very
they're
cool, very
showing
cool.
a highlight within the first minute, and it is just Milan Lucic, just energy, just banging bodies right away. I was like,
That's
this
awesome.
guy's
It was like
fucking
Don
up.
Cherry's top hits
Yeah,
or
and it was
whatever.
just
That
within
was
the
best.
It was within the first minute of the
right away.
game. They were going back and just watching Lucic just fuck guys up.
So
He's-
too good.
yeah.
He had that Schuerman's disease.
I don't know what that
You know
is.
where his back, his back
Oh,
so
yeah, he
curved?
does look
good for
like
him. Like that, he made
hunchback.
the most of it. He's probably the only person in Schuerman's disease history who's turned this into beating people up instead of getting beat up. I would think. So that's good for him.
Good way to look at it.
Okay, Matt Martin.
Matt Martin,
He's probably pretty close to the too good.
I was
going to
say that too. He's got a sneaky set of hands on him.
The fact that Lou kept him
was-
around for so long and then brings him back.
He was like he's really good at. Oh my god, he does not score ever. He hasn't never even had a 20-point season in the NHL.
But
he is
still could be
1,000.
too
Okay,
good.
no, he's not too good for sure. But he's over 1,000 pims.
He's a gritty guy, and he's like, I don't know. When I think of guys that just don't wear visors in the league, I know there's a lot of them, but he's
There's not too many. Most of
actually
them are going
anymore.
to be on this
from
list.
This list. He's just the gritty
Yeah.
guy.
Cassian, Lucic, and Martin all don't wear visors.
Yeah,
which
that's
is
also true.
Okay, I think Martin.
Is he an A tier goon? What are his
I
fight
think
numbers?
that we have to put him C.
I was thinking C as well.
I think we go C.
If Sean Avery is in the A tier,
Yeah, Matt Martin,
Matt Martin can't be in that tier.
I agree.
He does though. Like I said that I didn't like the Paul or that I'm glad that we didn't use bias with Biz, but probably a third of the reason why I think Matt Martin's such a great goon is just from him chirping the hell out of Drew Miller in that one clip.
That is a very funny
yeah,
hockey
it's
clip.
the best.
You
Just like
tell me how
cooked
many
him.
times he's fought, and we'll.
From Windsor. Does that count? Oh, almost 100. He has 80 fights with the Islanders.
I mean, that's a lot of fights,
Yeah.
dude.
Holy shit.
I think that's a ton of fights.
Yeah, that's more than Avery.
That's a ton.
Yeah, he's got it. Okay.
We can do that.
We
That's
can
a lot
adjust.
more than Avery had fights.
Yeah.
But
What? Okay. Who is that?
Chris Neal.
Oh.
Chris Neal sends
Yeah, I
legend.
couldn't. His head looks much bigger than I remember.
Chris Neal. Can you look up his point totals? Because I almost feel like he was decently
He had
skilled.
an A.
in that.
He had an A for a little bit with the Senators.
He did have. He was just always there.
No.
Like 30-point guy,
Yeah.
maybe 25. So I don't think he was a great.
Holy fuck! He has 2,500 penalty minutes.
Holy.
Yeah.
Oh
That's.
my god, that is crazy.
Okay, so I feel like we need to move Matt Martin to C and then
Yeah.
Chris Neal to A.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the too good category, I can't lie, is kind of fucking with me right now because
Well, it's
Matt Martin and Chris Neal feel like they should both be in
Yeah,
there.
Chris Neal had 176 fights with the Sens.
He's him.
he's an A tier goon then.
He has to be. I think we move Martin out.
Okay.
Yeah.
he's
Can you look up McCarty and Brashear's fight numbers?
yeah. But we can't. I'm not changing Brashear. I just like Donald.
No. Donald had to have been.
Honestly, I kind of want to put Peros in the fucking D tier. Brashear
Yeah.
had almost close to 200.
There it is.
Fucking right.
Peros feels like he could be a D tier, but there was a stretch where he was.
Well, he
just
became soft when he was the player safety guy.
that too. I think that verifies his D tier.
Darren McCarty,
eligibility.
130 fights.
Pretty good. Avery had like 70 fights.
Yeah, but he's still
Shithead.
Yeah.
A-tier shithead.
A tier shithead, A tier D bag.
Yeah.
Okay, Peros. So I'm gonna look up his fights. If his fights isn't like
No,
super
his fights are going to be up. I just know that they are.
He
He was just like most.
150.
Yeah.
so many fights.
Just
That is crazy.
there's just like I feel like the
I think he should still go in the C tier.
I know,
Even
I'm-
maybe D tier. I just don't like him.
that's
His mustache
all the
is
more
stupid.
reason. The more you hate
Okay,
him, the more he goes up.
I see two
True.
people for the D. I was thinking about almost taking the D tier out, but I see two people I think we can put in the D tier.
I see one.
I know which one you guys are targeting. It's the guy I put on this list that you guys gave me shit for before.
I see
But
one.
we'll get to that point when we get to that point.
Okay,
that's fine.
let's go C tier.
Yeah, C
For
tier
now.
for Peros.
I mean, he's.
Now,
Okay.
Ryan Reeves is not.
I don't want to fuck with the C tier though. I'll tell you that.
No, definitely not.
'Kay,
Those guys
Revo.
would eat you and chew you and spit you out. Revo, he's got to be. I bet you he has an insane amount of fights.
He's like a new style goon as well because
yeah,
he can.
he can get it done.
He could bury, but
They put him on the ice
Yeah.
a decent amount.
he doesn't even have 100 fights.
Wow.
75 fights.
Guys, I think Biz might be D tier goon.
Let's see how many
crazy.
fights Biz has. We didn't even check that.
No.
If he has less than Revo,
I mean, how many years did Biz play? It had to have been less than 8, maybe.
I would think.
he had 55 fights. So I
So
think we put him in the D tier.
I
Yeah.
think so too. We said
We're not ranking him on his media personality.
No,
No,
we're
because
ranking
he'd
on
be-
his fights.
He'd be S tier.
Okay, JS. The only reason why this guy is actually notable is because he went to the All-Star game as a joke.
John Scott has to be in my eyes. He's at least A.
Really? Dude, I think you're kind of fucked.
I don't think.
I was thinking he could have been a D tier goon.
Dude, me too.
Well, I mean, this is all.
He wasn't
a lot
one of the two
Leafs.
I was thinking left on the list.
It's a lot of Leafs bias
Dude, he has
because.
like 30 fights.
Yeah, okay, maybe. I just hated John Scott for a long time until he got the All-Star game.
D tier,
Him and
yeah.
Patrick Coletta. I tried to get Patrick Coletta on this list. Anyone watching who remembers Patrick Coletta, please let me know because these guys didn't have any
Do you
memory
not
of
remember him either, Ave?
I know the name, but I just
hated
can't.
Patrick Coletta
Who
for
did he play for?
the Sabres. It was him and John Scott, dude, causing havoc, smashing guys into the boards from behind.
Okay. Sean Thornton, 150 fights.
Oh, that's pretty good.
He had some.
See, again, this is where like
That's I
This
I
is where a
can't
B-
comprehend 150 hockey fights in the
Who
NHL.
did we just look at? Chris Neal had like 2,500 penalty minutes and over 200 fights, I think. No, 180 fights because he only played for the Sens. And only on the Sens. He fought 180 times. Like,
That's
that is
incredible.
insane.
150 fights for Sean Thornton.
He's walking around
can
with
we look
jelly
at
in his brain.
his point totals? Because I feel like
Who?
Sean Thornton. He was on the cup-winning Bruins team, right?
yeah, he was
Yeah,
again.
I mean,
He's
he
another.
wasn't the one scoring any
No,
goals.
but
No,
he was
but like if
around
you're
for a while.
if you're in the lineup for a Stanley Cup game,
He played in the AHL for. No, he's not. He had 20 points max this season. It was the year the Bruins won the cup.
People do forget too, though. He was the one who gave Thomas Buchanan the what's it called?
Turtleneck?
Chirp? The turtleneck chirp.
Is it?
That's Sean Thornton.
Oh, what did he say? You remember?
I think he just literally said, "Nice turtleneck, bud."
Turtleneck plaque, Thomas Buchanan.
Sean Thornton. I guess he's what are we saying? C.
I
would
was
say
thinking C tier.
C.
Again, this
Okay.
is where the B tier would help a lot. I would put him in there. I
Yeah.
would probably slide.
No, but it's good. I like the two good because it stands out.
Yeah.
Well, there's one more player
Yeah.
that's left for the two good.
Yeah, for sure. Ty Domi is S tier. There's not even.
As the Leafs bias, I think Ty Domi is an S tier dude.
he's pouring water on fans. He's saying outrageous things. He's an S tier goon.
And he was probably the smallest person on this list.
Yes, absolutely.
I want to see how many fights he has. I wonder why his actually Max is even smaller than him, to be honest. I was gonna say, why isn't Max like a goon?
I feel like the fight is
because he's diabetic.
Wow.
How many?
Almost 250 fights.
S tier. It's
He's S tier for
the
sure.
most non-negotiable S tier that we have on this list.
He's so cool.
I
met a guy on a flight from Edmonton to Los Angeles. We were just chopping it up because it was me, T-Mac, and Jer all sitting in a row, and like the back of the flight was kind of empty, so I just moved back and I sat with this guy from LA, and we Instagram DM each other all the time, like just random sports shit. He loves Alejandro Kirk because he's Mexican from LA, but he sent me a Ty Domi video the other day.
No way.
I was like, and I hadn't seen a Ty Domi like highlight mashup in a while, and I was just like, Toronto loves this guy. That's what I responded. He's the absolute best. So Ty Domi taking his spot S tier. He might be the king of this one. He's awesome.
I would say so.
Okay, I think this is the too good tier was made for this one player, and it has to be Tom Wilson.
Tom Wilson is a first-line player.
I mean, too good. I agree. He's done like a lot of shit though. Like he's gotten suspended a lot.
He deserves to be on this list, but he also deserves to be.
He only has 150-point season, but it's because he gets suspended all the time.
Yeah, how many games has he played in 82 games?
Yeah, his first 2 seasons, and he had like barely any points, and then he went off.
Yeah, I would love the Leafs to have Tom Wilson.
He's probably like
he's a guy that you guys need. A guy with that's like I'm surprised Dubas. I mean, I'm sure he's not very expendable. I'm sure Washington doesn't want to get rid of him.
No, exactly.
But fucking Dubas would love him. Are you guys Dubies? You know how like
I say I'm starting to. I'm not turning on him, but it's not Keefe's fault that the team isn't.
Yeah, I agree with that.
At this point in the NHL, like the systems are so similar from every single coach that you'd think, like defensive.
So you're not
strategy.
a Doobie.
I'm starting to turn on him. I love him and I like Keefe enough, but I think it's because we're building a bad team is the reason the Leafs aren't doing well.
Yeah, I don't love him.
Okay, so
anymore.
Two non-Doobies. I'm a Doobie. I like him. I'm
not out on him yet, but I'm starting to turn. Okay, and then this is the most obvious where this one's gonna go.
Yeah, D.
Yeah. I don't know why he's on the list.
No, dude, he was on the enforcer list. He has a decent amount of fights. He has a lot of PIMs. Let's look. Okay, 500 PIMs. He hasn't.
He's barely been in the NHL.
No, he's been.
He
was very notably known for hitting people in dirty fashion, and then also I think he abused his girlfriend or something like that, and he got suspended for like half a season. But let's just check his fights.
Oh, look. I mean, he does have the toothless smile to his advantage.
He has 50 fights. Yeah. So it's like John Scott.
Yeah.
There you go.
Except no All-Star game.
All right. So here's the list. Do we like this list? I like this list. I think this is a great list.
This looks good.
Feels right.
What's wrong with it, Levi? You don't sound like you're very content with it.
No, I'm trying to have a look at it.
Problem.
No. I'm looking at the C tier. Take George Peros out of that.
Who?
It's just George Peros, sorry.
And put him where?
I don't know where we would put him because he has so many fights. But looking at Zach Cassidy, Matt Martin, Ryan Reeves, like those are just 4 guys who just like fucking get gritty.
No, don't put him in the D tier.
No, I don't think.
I'm thinking of going up.
No.
Okay.
Just because
this is final.
He's not allowed to be an A because
we could use B. This is where B could come in.
No, he's not allowed to be an A because he runs the program.
He's a
sellout. He's a narc.
Yes.
About fights now.
Yes,
he's a narc fighter.
I feel good about this list, to be honest.
Okay. I think it would get roasted on social media, but that's fine.
Good. We can post it and we'll see what everyone says.
Yeah.
George the Rock in the S tier. You guys are so dumb.
No, that's the easy.
If you have you don't want to know why he's a fighter and everyone will know him as a fighter. Even in the movie fucking Goon, he played himself. Like that's how you know he's a fighter.
You want to go, bud?
Yeah. Oh, okay.
He plays an awesome character. All right.
That was good. That was fun. All right, now on to something much more serious.
That's a interesting segue.
Yeah. Mitchell Miller, if you haven't heard about this kid, just got signed by the Bruins. He got drafted a couple years ago by the Coyotes, but he's had this big run-in and now is being completely scrutinized by the media for total, like, it's fact. Like, he should be getting scrutinized. Yeah. This guy's a horrible person. If you don't know the situation, look it up on Google or Twitter. He essentially bullied this kid that he went to school with. I think he's from Ohio. Is that correct?
I have no idea. That would make sense.
That would make sense.
So he bullied this kid in pretty much his whole time growing up, and now it's come out after he was trying to hide it or bury it. I think before or when he was talking about this contract with the Bruins. Then after he got signed, everyone was like, "Why the hell did the Bruins sign this guy?" Even people like Bergeron, Nick Foligno were like disgusted, pissed off with the team because of how aggressively this guy bullied this kid growing up in elementary school, middle school, high school, all the way. And then he said that he kind of reconciled with the kid, made up with him, but it was just not really the case at all.
That was a lie. So for me, it's one, the Bruins are dumb as fuck.
Yes.
Because you're off to the best start franchise history, and then you pull something like this that
who the
I'm not
fuck
a big I am a big superstition guy. So why would you do something like that to fuck with the feng shui of your team?
Yeah, they're playing
That's
well.
going absolutely
It's
nuts.
an insane thing to do. It's not like they need Mitchell Miller. Like,
Second
if
of
he
all,
was a good player.
if you're going to
Well, he did win. You said he won
USHL
Defenseman of the Year, which is that's pretty good.
he had like 40 goals, I think.
I mean, the USHL is
Sure, but if
it's
you're
a level
Mickey
up
Mouse.
from the BCHL, to be honest.
Mickey
yeah.
Mouse. People like
But again, the Bruins are super dumb. If you like have a backbone, if you're going to sign a guy and just take your lumps and then have him in the organization, you put your players in a bad spot by the media members asking your team about it, guys. And if they're the ones saying, hey, like he's not going to be welcome here, super dumb as well. Mitchell Miller hasn't shown any remorse at any point. So
no, that's
any true remorse. He'll
He
say
needs-
something, but he
yeah.
doesn't mean it. You could see it.
the
in his
fact
face.
that
He looks
his
like a
camp
piece of-
hasn't had him do a 60-minute style interview with
Yeah.
someone to try and say, hey, like I'm really sorry, I've gotten better at this, shows that he doesn't give a fuck. He
Yeah.
probably doesn't. I'm a second chance guy. Like I believe in that, but some people don't deserve a second chance if you're not going to be sorry for what you did.
especially if you don't
or
even give an
change.
effort, right? Like it
Yeah.
doesn't even look like he's trying to give an effort.
The only
to really
apology
apologize,
was a court mandated apology, and
that's just a terrible look. So this guy is never going to play in the NHL. He might go to play in fucking Russia. It's probably the only place he'll be able to play. But the stuff that he did to this poor kid growing up is like so terrible, so terrible. Levi, what do you think about this whole situation?
I hate it. I hate it a lot.
I hope so. I'm happy you didn't say that he
No,
should have been signed.
of course
by
not.
the Bruins.
The thing with Mitchell Miller is, I take one look at Mitchell Miller, and I feel like there's a guy like that I play. I'm not saying at all embodies the same thing. The look of Mitchell Miller is like a guy I would go out and play 3 times a year in minor hockey that I hated for no reason. He was a goon. Mitchell Miller is that kid, but he actually sucks.
Yeah,
he's
he
not just
actually
a guy that I
sucks.
think is a shit guy because he high sticked me one game.
Yeah, it's
just
not a good
sucks to
situation.
see.
I just it's shocking to me at this big of an organization that you could fuck up this badly, being the Boston Bruins.
Yeah.
Like just
they
understanding
seem to fuck up a
how.
lot. People were saying
Sorry.
they seem to fuck up a lot, that front office.
Well, it seems like, and for how good they are, you'd think that this kind of shit would be airtight. But like, I just don't understand how in this day and age too, when a lot of this information is at your disposal, you also have people who do research on the people that you sign. I don't understand how this wasn't either red flagged, and if it was red flagged, how you're like, okay, no, it's okay, we could still sign him. He's going to be good.
like the Coyotes had to get rid of him.
Yeah, exactly. Coyotes
had to be your
literally they don't have any hockey players. They don't have any guys who
I
can
get
play
Boston
right
doesn't have many prospects because they cleared
now.
them all out,
Though,
but
like, they have other guys that are better people and better hockey players than Mitchell Miller.
It's true. Like there's a lot of instances, less so in the NHL, but you think of instances in the NFL or the NBA, Kevin Porter Jr., stuff like that, where teams have to cut guys. It makes sense. You don't have to sign guys, and this is a scenario where you're not getting some crazy value. Right?
Yeah, no, I agree.
Like
He's
this
a
is
fourth
just
round pick, right? I think.
Yeah.
Isn't he a fourth round pick?
it's not worth it at all.
No.
Guy like
so
I don't want to get it.
who was the Habs pick?
Logan Mailloux.
Logan Mailloux. I mean, a little bit different, but still, it's stuff like that too.
First round talent will always find its way to.
That's
Yes.
true, and he's playing hockey again, and he is very good. It doesn't mean that what he did was the right thing. It was bad, obviously. But he at least, you know what, he seemed much more apologetic and taking it much more seriously than what Mitchell Miller has done. Mitchell Miller seems like he's just trying to apologize so he can get his NHL contract.
Yeah.
The worst part about this whole thing too
Is,
he's getting paid.
Yeah,
no matter what, he gets $750,000 for literally he could just sit at home. There's a few other things they could do. Gary Bettman could just expel him from the league if they decide that, and then he won't get paid. That hasn't been decided yet. I wonder if Bettman will go that route.
Well, he has to get paid. Like,
no, but there's
there's a clause where you
like
can.
Gary Bettman can decide like if he's expelled from the league, meaning like he'll never be able to come back. Then he wouldn't get paid. His contract becomes nullified, like done.
Yeah, is he going to be that much of a social justice warrior though that he actually expels them? It does suck that sports have just become mixed in with politics.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, you go on ESPN. If you go to America and watch ESPN, they don't show highlights. They just talk all the time, and it's so shitty.
True, actually. It's a good point.
No, they go hand in hand, unfortunately, now.
Yeah.
But if you're going to be a bad guy, they deserve to go hand in hand, and you to not be able to play in the NHL.
Yeah.
I think the one good thing is that this seems like one of the more widely
everyone on the same side of this.
Yeah. I'm not seeing anybody anywhere saying Mitchell Miller deserves another chance.
Yeah.
And I'm glad to see that.
Yeah, he hasn't. People deserve a second chance when things go their way, but he needs to show that something has fundamentally changed before any of that can start to happen.
It doesn't seem like anything's changed. So
his camp is the dumbest people of all time, too.
Yeah.
So
Mitchell Miller, you're a scumbag. Boston Bruins, fucking grow up, shape up. You're better than that.
Yeah.
You're literally
Cam Neely wearing an ill-fitting suit.
You guys are second in the NHL right now. Like,
shape up.
Turn the lights on. Like, I know people are maybe in the building, but turn your brains on. Come on. All right, last topic on the docket. PK Subban. Congrats. Golf clap for PK Subban signing for ESPN. Great career.
He played a lot longer.
He played a lot longer than you. It's because, honestly, it feels like his career in Montreal and then Nashville was like two separate people almost.
Fair.
Like, he was awesome in Montreal. He won a Norris. Yeah, unfortunately.
Did he really?
I'm pretty.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He did.
Yeah.
He got shipped out. Remembering.
He got shipped out, obviously, for Weber. Even after donating that wing of the hospital, thought that would really
that was crazy.
Bring in the good books of the Montreal population in front office, but no.
Just speaking on that alone, that's crazy to me.
Can we look at that full trade? Oh, I guess
it was just a 1-for-1, wasn't it?
Was it?
I think so, right? Weber for Simmons.
I believe so.
The trade, of course, it is what it is. $10 million for an NHL player, not especially then, but that's a lot of his money.
Yeah.
Which I thought was insane. You see like an NFL player donate $1 million. PK Subban took what do you think his career earnings are?
Wait, is that what it was? It was $10 million?
$10 million, dude.
I don't know what his career earnings were, but he's made a fuck ton of money, and because he was like one of the best defenseman. Oh yeah, he was the best defenseman in the league one of the years. So like his sponsorship deals were probably insane. He did a bunch of shit with Reebok, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is definitely a substantial amount. But you also go to think like, did he just throw the money at it to be like, make me captain? Because that's what a lot of people have said. Kind of like he wasn't like he wasn't apparently in Montreal. He wasn't a great locker room guy. Like apparently guys didn't really listen to him that much in the locker room. Like especially you think of the other guys that were in there, like Gallagher. Like I'd probably listen to Gallagher before I listen to PK Subban. Yeah. He's one of those guys
Russell
that would show
Wilson-ish.
Yeah.
Like less.
But less like
some corny stuff.
Yeah, he seems like one of those guys that would talk a lot about being a leader, but then go on the ice and do his like 360 spinoramas and try to go through the whole team by himself.
I think he's cooler than Russell Wilson, though.
Yes, I agree.
Definitely
way cooler than Russell Wilson. But so he signed with ESPN, and he's doing the same thing as Peyton Manning. With Peyton Manning's Places, he's doing PK's Places, where he goes through like the history of the league, which is kind of cool. And then he's just going to go to different places. It's going to be kind of like a spin-off of Peyton things.
I think PK's
on ESPN Plus.
I think PK's perfect for it.
I think he'll be good. The one thing that I kind of was thinking, I feel like he might turn into like a Tony Romo in the sense of everyone's going to like his enthusiasm and stuff at the beginning, and then people are going to be like, hey, this is kind of annoying.
Well,
just have to see.
The thing I like with PK Subban, and I think it's a great move for him, is out of obviously NHL players aren't in the
public eye.
Public eye, yeah. So that's what I'm saying. In society, PK Subban's a guy who kind of woven himself in there a little bit more than he dated
Lindsey
Vonn. I've seen him with other celebrities. I think he's a guy who clearly other people like that. So I think he'll be able to use this platform as a way to not look like a Tony Romo, per se. Because I think Tony Romo's awesome, but he is a nerd.
Yeah.
He's a football nerd. I think PK Subban.
He's cringy as all shit, too.
Tony Romo?
Yeah, I feel like PK might have a few glimpses of that, but maybe I'm wrong.
No. I just think he's a more, he's just a cooler guy.
Yeah.
So I think he can. Yeah, I like this role a lot for him. It's crazy too, to me especially, considering I'm only 22. That like this is probably one of the first players that I've seen. I've watched him play in the World Juniors with Canada. I've seen his entire career transpire, and he's retired now.
It is kind of nuts.
It's like,
and you're still watching Tom Brady play.
Yeah, and when you like just starting to see that is I feel like that's in most guys' life when you are aware of an entire player's career and you're there the whole time, start to finish, it just makes you feel.
It's like my dad. We'll be watching a game and we'll see an announcer that I don't really know on a 3 o'clock college football game, and he'll be like, "Oh, he played quarterback at Notre Dame when I was a kid." It's like I don't fucking care.
So yeah,
because I'm gonna do the same thing.
It'll be like a random player, and my dad will be watching from like the other or like the kitchen, and be like, Jim Thorpe, is he said that? Oh, that guy, I love that guy.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like something like that. It's something along those lines, or like an old announcer or someone who they mention. But looking at other former players that are now analysts for the NHL, I'm going to run through a list. I want you guys to tell me if they should have a job or still have a job as a analyst, or should they just leave the game of hockey alone?
Yeah.
Okay, Jeremy Roenick.
I'm pretty sure he doesn't have a job.
Should he have a job?
No.
Probably not, from what he said.
Good start.
No, we don't need to.
Okay, Darren Pang.
I love Panger.
Dude, I hope's good. Good. Thumbs up for Panger. Best ringside reporter I think there is.
Yeah.
Kevin Weeks.
I like Kevin Weeks a lot.
I'm a Kevin Weeks guy too.
I'm not a Kevin Weeks
Okay,
guy. His tweets are so annoying. He thinks
so
he's
funny though.
It seems like a bot tweets his tweets. They're so
I know,
egregious.
but like I think he's self-aware, which is awesome. I love to see him on the side of the side of the highway with his phone out the window saying, "We got rumblings of a move
that
going
is
on."
True, I guess that is pretty.
And
funny.
I don't think he's
his content's pretty funny. I think.
Yeah.
Okay, Matt Barnaby, who honestly could have probably been on this goon list. Do you know who Matt Barnaby?
No, he works for Bet99.
Yeah, he works for Bet99.
I don't think he should have a job.
No, he should not be. The reason why I don't think he should be on Bet99 is because he's on RDS, like the French TSN,
Really?
and he does the Bet99 stuff in French. He's from like Ontario, I think. I think he's from Cornwall.
Does he have good French?
No, it's really bad. That's why it's like very heavy English accent. So it makes it sound even worse.
Should have got Marty Biron. That's the guy that should have got.
He's too busy in Buffalo, dude. Are you kidding me? Keith Yandel.
He seemed a little awkward the first time because he can't just snap it around like
I think
X-rated, but I like Yandel.
Okay.
He has a role in hockey media.
I think he does. I don't know if it's going to transition well into like, being someone who can't snap it around, like you said. Him on Chicklets is like it's must listen.
Yeah.
But
I agree. I think I don't think he's used to like the desk.
Yeah.
Well, they have him with fucking dipshit of Sportsnet, and they're so boring. And David Amber and that lady.
Yeah, it's like,
I like David Amber.
Me too, but Yandel.
He doesn't fit with them. I agree.
That's not a mesh at all.
No,
but if they put him on TNT with some of the other ones, that would be very.
Well, so we'll go to the next.
What Biz does.
Exactly. We'll go to the next two. Anson Carter and Biznet. We like them.
100%.
Right?
Yeah.
I like Anson Carter. Anson Carter. I remember I think he was on the first because I think now with his ESPN TNT deal, he does some stuff with Sportsnet because I've seen him on Sportsnet with Yandel and Carter. To his credit, seemed like he's like really trying to like help Yandel out, like engage with him when he's doing a question or when he's answering something, and that's awesome to see.
Yeah.
Always
I think,
fellow broadcasters helping out.
I like those guys because they show personality. I think the model for all athletes turned analysts is NBA on TNT.
Yeah.
With Shaq and Chuck. And
the NHL on TNT has to be the second best one.
I would say so.
I mute my TV when it's like I legitimately do it.
See Kevin BX's face on the panel.
I don't mind. I don't mind BX.
I like BX too.
Because he adds that same level of personality. He tries to joke around, and I think he's actually like
He
leveled out Friedman a little bit at some points, like
Yeah.
in terms of like his awkwardness
I know what you're saying.
or like cringiness, maybe a little bit.
My boys love Friedman. His pod.
I like Elliot too.
Oh, the 31 thoughts or
yeah,
whatever.
30. Was it 32
31
thoughts?
thoughts.
32
podcast.
thoughts now because
New team
with Jeff Merrick, right? Did you guys see on Wednesday night, Biz was ending the pregame before the Wild Ducks game, and they were talking about Kaprizov, and he was like, honestly, Kaprizov right now, he's not getting the calls, and I wonder, he's not North American. And Anson Carter was like, so you saying he's not getting calls because he's not North American? He's like, yeah, I guess I did say that. But he's like, I don't know, man. He's just not getting the calls right now. He's not getting the calls.
Is that when he got kicked out after? Oh no, that was the Kings game. He got kicked out for cross-checking Doughty in the face.
Oh, Kaprizov. Yeah. No, I thought he meant Biz. I was like, no, he didn't get kicked off the set. But it was a little awkward. He kind of knew that he was treading somewhere that he shouldn't be. And then he just completely
That's why
went
it's
against
funny
it.
though.
Yeah. No, it was very because the guys were kind of like, you could see talking Anson Carter like, oh fuck, like here we go.
Yeah.
Okay, and then Gretzky. Do you like Gretzky on the TNT panel?
He's not there very often.
No, he doesn't do a ton of them.
I mean, I don't even think it should be unpopular, but I don't love him.
Okay.
Gretzky was awesome on Chicklets.
He was really good at hockey too. He was very good on the ice.
Hockey player. I was like some guys. I don't think. I mean, I understand what TNT is doing. We're gonna have this whole hockey segment. We need the best player on it.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And I don't think you can ever say no to Wayne Gretzky, but he's just not the most personable guy.
I agree.
And it's not his fault.
Because the Chicklets interview he did, I was surprised how much he talked and how out there he was and open with everything.
It'd be like if Sidney Crosby had a career in that after. I don't think Sidney Crosby's a guy who should be on camera all the time talking either.
He should be out hunting somewhere, fishing.
Guys.
But yeah, I guess so. But Crosby actually I love when they do the interviews either after the game or during or pregame for TNT, and you get Biz asking them the questions. Crosby's like so relaxed, so like that's a Saturday night. Penguins are playing the Habs. Penguins minus 10 for sure. I'm telling you, they're gonna kill them.
Didn't we do this already?
No, it was a Crosby night, and we points. He didn't get a point. It was too bad, but anyway, regardless, it's a good bet. Okay, I think that's pretty much all the announcers to go through. The rest of the list is not super great. That's it for this week's podcast of Cherry Picking. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know what you think about the whole Mitchell Miller situation in the comments. Let us know the tier list. Is there any announcers or analysts, I guess I should say, that I missed that should definitely have been mentioned on that list? If not, then we will see you guys next week on Cherry Picking.